Hello, my scrappy friends. It is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and it is day 4 of Scraptember. Today is our double page spread, and I don't usually do double pages, so I must admit that I did reach out to our good friend Pinterest to find some inspiration, and I was very much drawn by the incredible Alison Davis. I saw that beautiful double page spread that she had created and thought, I love that. I love that star. I'm going to roll with that too. And so I completely scrap lifted her double page to assist me in making this double page spread here. What I loved about that particular double page is that they could also be 2 separate pages. I am never 100% sure when I'm creating my scrapbook albums if I will be able to lay my double pages. I very, very rarely make them. I think I've made like 3 in my entire life. Side by side to each other so that when you open them, they are a true double page spread. Sometimes the way my scrapbooking works, they may end up back to each other. And I'm actually okay with that. And I'm especially okay if they're layouts like this one, where they could actually be their own individual page all on their own, or they work together and look amazing. So I loved that image that Alison Davis shared. I'm sure she adapted a sketch because she is a legend like that. I personally didn't look for the sketch. I just stuck with her example and because I loved it so much, and I rolled with that. So I started with the star design. It took me an epically long amount of time to get this star correct. I freehand this star on just photocopy paper. I have a very good cutting machine and I know how to use the design studio, and for some ridiculous reason I thought it would make more sense to do it by hand. Sometimes you just feel like creating and doing the process. So I did the process for quite a few hours to create this star, but it is beautiful. It was totally worth the effort. And then I also hand stitched, which I love, but I wish I had have used thicker thread because it is not as obvious that I have hand stitched. And I wish that I had have used a quite thick thread so that it stood out more because it took time and I wish you could see it, but you will in my close-ups. So the star is obviously the focal point of this particular layout, and then I have 3 square photos going down the left-hand side and then a larger-ish, it's still only 3x4 size, photo in the center of the star. I'm putting on my title, This Beautiful Game, and then I am doing a diagonal flow of embellishments going diagonally across the page, and that's what I'm getting up to now. These particular photos are from my son's very first ever game of real, in inverted commas, football. Up until now, he's only done Auskick. Auskick, for those of you that are not Australian or even Victorian, I suppose. I am sure that other states understand Auskick, but it's a very Victorian thing to do, is like mini football. So the kids learn some football skills at Auskick, but this is an under 9s game. So the kids are all under 9 years old. They play on one of the big proper full-sized ovals. They split into 2 mini teams. So it's 2 teams of 9. And they have like 2 mini games happening at the same time. And they're all 10-minute quarters. So 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And yeah, so this was his first ever real life game. He'd never been in a team before. He'd never played a real game of football before. And of course it rained the entire time because it wouldn't be football in Melbourne without it raining. But he had a fabulous time. They got completely smashed. They did not win even close. He was quite apprehensive. He was scared to get in there, and he's a goodish football player. I don't want to sound arrogant, but it is daunting. It is overwhelming. It is scary to do this the first time. So it was important to document that. Since then, it has been weeks and weeks and weeks of football. And you know what? I don't think they've ever won a game, but them as a team have grown so much, and the confidence and the abilities are just beautiful to see. And he's really looking forward. Football season's almost over. There's only about 1 or 2 games left, and he's really looking forward to doing it all again next season, which is the outcome that you want in the end. So you can see from here that I have done that diagonal spread, and I am now up to embellishing with my gold splatters. So for this particular layout, I'm using a kit from Kitaholics Kits. I don't know. The problem with that is I don't know a lot of the collections. I don't know what the paper collection is because it doesn't come with any, this particular one didn't come with any branding, but I am going to walk over to my craft room and see if I can find the name of the stickers. So I'm using a sticker sheet as well, and it's from Photoplay, and it's called Bros Amazing. That is the sticker sheet that I am using here with all the stars and the rocks and things. And then the, what's the word I'm looking for? The glittery gold stars. They're actually from a really, really, really old packet of thickers that I had. I had used all the letters. I'm trying to think. It's like really old. I can't even think, but 8 years old, and all I had left on the thicker pack was stars and love hearts. So I cut them all out and put them in a use it up box, and I've never used them. So I pulled them out for this layout because I thought they would work perfectly. And so now I'm working on my second half of my double page layout. This is the, in my opinion, much easier one. It's just a block layout with a little grid of photos. So I'm popping my photos up on foam, and I'm leaving that sentiment card down flat. That sentiment card I pulled out from, I want to say an Echo Park collection, I want to say. I just cut it out, I fussy cut it off of that. I did dig through my stash and just find as many footballs and things as I could, all from random places. I'm certain I'll want them again later, but I'm just using them on this layout because it was perfect. Steph, the owner of Kitaholics Kits, she actually did gift me a whole bunch of gridiron papers the other day, and now my kids don't play gridiron in any way, shape or form, but one of the pages is just all boots, and now football boots are kind of the same regardless of what denomination you play. Enough for once I put photos on top and embellishments on top, you won't really notice. So I'm excited for that. The other ones are a little bit more gridiron-y in that they've got like the proper helmets. They've got the diagrams that they draw when they're showing the different plays you can make. That's less helpful with Aussie rules football, but I think I can make a few of them work. So I'm really excited about those papers and some more upcoming football themed layouts. So this one I did put a title on as well because, as I said, I like the idea of keeping them as two separate pages. And this one, the title is Round 1, just to show that it's the first game. And then the embellishing, again, I'm keeping pretty simple, just a few little mini clusters, I guess. Nothing too much because there's quite a bit going on in the page. And then, of course, I'll finish it off with some splatters as well. So they're two very separate layouts, or very different layouts, that because they're made from the same supplies and from the same, and they've got that overarching theme where I ran that brick paper in the background. It runs all the way across, and the same with that green line across the top and the bottom, and it meets on the other page. And because of that flow, because of that overarchingness, it ties the two layouts together and sort of anchors them together or draws them together like a magnet to make that that double pager, as opposed to two completely separate. If I had have just had the star on its own without those 3 photos down the side, that would be fine, a beautiful layout, but it doesn't have that anchor chart there to hold those two layouts together to make them be a double page. Now, thank you so much for watching along. I know we've mentioned this before, but don't forget we do have a playlist going where not just Katie and I are putting up our Scraptember layouts, but so are all the amazing other people that are joining in with Scraptember this month. So there is so much for you to watch and view and save for later and play along with for yourself to be able to get inspiration for your crafting as well. We hope you are enjoying Scraptember and loving all of the different prompts for the month. remembering that they're just a loose suggestion to help get that mojo flowing and get you back in any of your grooves that you might have lost. I know I personally have a lot of photos sitting on my desk that I could be working on, and Scraptember surely is a motivator for me. I hope you are having a very happy, scrappy week, and I cannot wait to see you all again on the 6th day of September to go through our next prompt. Thanks, everyone. Bye.